All right, guys, Coach G here, leader of the Necessary Growth Movement, creating new habits for a new breed of people, new breed of men. Let's jump right into it, guys. Part 2 of the Mi-Trac series here. Sorry for the location right now. I so try to get this done during the daylight, but y'all know me and tech don't always get along. Let's jump into it, guys. Identity. I told you guys yesterday how crucial that was for me. One, how I had such a twisted view of what my identity was. My identity, I thought, was about me being a producer, about me being a husband, about me being a father, about me being all these different labels, roles, and titles that I'd either acquired or given myself, right? And when I lost all of that, I woke up and saw my wife and 2 kids at the door, and she left, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's part of my identity leaving out of that door as well. What does that leave for me? And I gotta tell you guys that, I really want you guys to really dig into this information, because this is what almost killed me. Like, literally almost killed me, guys. I'm 3rd generation of dealing with addictions. My grandfather and father were alcoholics, and I deal with addictions as well, guys, that I've had to overcome. And it wasn't a pretty sight for those first few months when I had to really go out and seek and discover who the fuck George was. So here's what happened in that course, right? The first thing that I began to look at was that, number one, and I want this to be important for you guys, when you're creating your identity, you have a choice. And I can't state that any other way than that. You have a baggage of life. You got a bunch of crap that's been surrounding you and around you guys. And a lot of that has forced you all to think that this is who you are, when in truth, you have a choice. So the first area that George began making a choice in was with my name. My last name is Morning, and to date, there has only been 6 Morning men in existence. That's my grandfather, my father, my uncle, myself, my 2 boys. Now, my grandfather and uncle, love them, God bless them, they've passed. My father, I can't speak enough about that man, won't be around forever. At the end of the day, I'm going to look up and it's going to be me and my 2 boys as being the only Morning men left. Like, literally, I control whether or not our name completely dies out, or if we go on to levels of greatness that we're capable of yet never have achieved. And that's what I wanted. I didn't want my lack of an identity to cause the destruction of so much potential greatness, especially for what I saw inside of my kids. And even I'm gonna take a brief moment here to just talk about the kids, guys. Like, when I realized I had to find an identity, I worked hard on my kids having an identity. You can go to any 3 of my kids right now. You can ask them, I ask them the same 3 questions every single day, and I get the exact same answers every single day. Who are you? They give me their names: Zion, Isaiah, and Bella. What are you? All 3 give me the exact same reason: a leader. Why are you that way? And all 3 give me the exact same reason: because God made me like that. Period. If they got nothing else to go on, no titles, no nothing, I need for them to understand that, and that's how important it was for me in understanding my identity. Now, I looked at my name. I also began looking at my family history, my personal history, rather, guys. Like, I looked at the areas that I just wasn't making it. I saw where I was weak. I saw where I quit. I saw where I didn't have the right shape in some capacity, whether it be physical, financial, whatever, to really take care of my family. And all 3 of those things, I wanted the opposite to be about my identity. I wanted to be a person that didn't quit. And I wanted my sons to be that way. I wanted Morning men to be that way. I wanted Morning men to have a measure of pride about their name because of the integrity that we hold about our name. I wanted all these things for Morning men. So I had to go real hard and get the work done in developing an identity. And the same thing goes for each one of you guys. It is hard out here, especially for men, to know who they are outside of a role that they've been given. I mean, most men for their life have been growing up being called little man, young man, soon to be man, all these things, but nobody's ever been giving anybody a definition of being a man. As a matter of fact, for me personally, guys, I don't remember when I first heard someone call me be a man, but I do remember 2 things. One, when I realized that I wasn't a man, and when I realized that I was a man. And I knew I wasn't a man when I wasn't accountable to myself. I knew I wasn't accountable for my own shit. I knew I wasn't a man when I saw a level of greatness that should have been achieved in me, and it just wasn't. I started becoming a man when I stopped settling for that answer. And I started putting into action a plan to become every single one of those pieces. So listen, guys, when it comes to your identity, guys, I really need for you all to understand that you got to have your identity before we dive into Mi-Trac. Next up, guys, we're going to talk specifically about your mindset portion of Mi-Trac, and it's a great acronym I need you fellas out there to be able to remember for me, okay? It is C Woman. C Woman. I know you guys are like, wait, what you talking about? C Woman. You said this is just a for men piece right here. Calm down. You understand it as we go through it. But C Woman. Tomorrow we're going to jump into really what is a mindset and understanding the C, which is for character. Okay, guys? Listen, Coach G still out here. Get in contact with me. Drop me a line. Thank you again for the feedback. I'm now holding 4 extra spots, guys, left for my Mi-Trac program. Working with a couple great men. Get on board, send me a message, give me a call, drop me a line. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.